Good morning. My name is Matt Jaster, Senior Editor at Gear Technology and Power Transmission Engineering magazines. I'm here this morning with Rahul Garg, Vice President of Industrial Machinery Vertical Software Strategy at Siemens Digital Industry Software. Thanks for joining us this morning.
You might think that.
We're going to talk about disruptive technology within industrial machining this morning. So let's start with this question. What role should AI and digital transformation play in industrial machining, particularly for small to medium-sized manufacturers?
Yeah, great start here, Matt. First of all, it's a fantastic venue here to be talking about what's happening from a transformation perspective. One of the things I feel that we as an industry are going to be going through is what I would call as reindustrialization. And this whole concept of reindustrialization is going to be my mind happening because of new capabilities that are going to be coming into the picture in concept of in the context of manufacturing. These will include AI and digital transformation. AI is going to bring in a lot of capabilities that are going to make it easier to improve your manufacturing processes, bring in a lot more efficiencies, give you a lot more flexibility. And the backbone of all of that effort is going to be digital transformation. You need to have the digital capabilities to leverage the value of AI, and that's where I think these two combined will give us the ability to reindustrialize our manufacturing capabilities. And given all the investments that are being committed by many large corporations for manufacturing in the US, I think we did a check a little while ago. There's potentially around $1.8 trillion of commitments that have been made for manufacturing in the US. To support that level of manufacturing, you need to be doing it in a different way. And that's where I think this whole concept of reindustrialization comes in. And that's where I think AI and digital transformation are going to play a significant role.
Great. Describe the shift towards offering machines as a service versus selling machines in manufacturing today.
Yeah, so the way I look at it is companies that are selling equipment and machines are also going to be going through this transformation, and the users of the machines will also be going through a transformation. People want to make sure that the equipment that they are buying is up and running all the time. Not only up and running, but it's producing to the maximum efficiency that they are looking for. And they do not want to be dealing with a lot of the issues that may be coming about, and they want to guarantee the production and the throughput. Machine as a service provides you that capability where you as a provider, as a machine builder, as an OEM, can provide your end users and your customers the service expectations that they're looking for, the service qualities they're looking for, then guarantee that as part of their throughput or quality performances. It really becomes a very valuable event for small companies, where even a smaller company is trying to provide to their end user. And if they are, and the end user is a smaller organization as well, you don't have to go through a significant capital investment. If you just offer it as a service, you are buying it on a per unit basis, on a per product basis. So it becomes cost of operations versus a capital expenditure, and really helps from a financial perspective. But to me, more importantly, from guaranteeing the performance and the throughput. That's what end customers are looking for.
How can software tools be used today to improve quality and process efficiency, particularly for manufacturers involved in gear and power transmission applications?
So when you look at gear and power transmission, two important things come to mind, right? These are high precision capabilities, but they require significant amounts of repeatability and throughput, right? It's that same motion that's being used on a repeated basis, and making sure that it can perform on an ongoing basis with the right thing. To me, software can add significant value with the ability to monitor how that equipment is performing and to guarantee the quality. And where I see the digital transformation capabilities coming in is using the AI. For example, when you're looking at a gear, if you can monitor a vision sensor on that gear motor, you can be monitoring how that gear is performing, and as the as you detect any slight changes in the movement, you know something's wrong, and you have the ability to detect, hey, what's the issue, and then proactively try and perform any upgrades or any maintenance or service issues before it becomes a bigger problem. All right, so there are various ways by which this can be done: visual sensors, heat sensors, and that's where I think things like our Siemens' own capabilities around insights, some industrial edge devices, and monitoring of that, what we call as the executable digital twin, provides you significant capabilities to monitor quality and leverage all of the technologies that we were talking about initially around digital transformation and AI, bringing that onto the shop floor. And you really ensure that the throughputs you're getting and the quality that you're wanting.
Can you give us any insight into the data alliance recently announced between Siemens and several machine tool manufacturers in September? And how can this alliance improve software products?
So as we've been looking at how AI gets used across the industry, one of the things we recognized is there is a significant dependency on data, right? For AI to be effective, you need very good quality data. And the data that's generated by different machine providers have different formats, different sources. Many of these companies do use Siemens equipment, Siemens motors, Siemens controllers, Siemens one being one of the leading industry CNC controllers. But what we wanted to do was provide a platform for all of our customers to share data in a more seamless manner. So when you having a spinning motor and another drivetrain working in different machines, you want to collaborate, how they would be working in a more seamless manner. To have now using this data alliance, you have the ability to share data in a lot more seamless manner. So from one machine provider to another machine provider to the third machine provider. Because in a machining process, you may have 3, 4 different machines, and you want to make sure that all these different machines are working in an effective way. And to get that effectiveness, you need to be able to share that data. And that's where the Siemens Data Alliance effort comes into place. Where you're making it easy for all these companies to share data in a more seamless manner. And you can get advantages of AI by extracting all that data, sharing that data, and then taking advantage of what it can do from an AI perspective.
Great. How will automation and robotics be driven by software and data in the coming years? What should manufacturers be paying the most attention to from a software perspective?
Automation has been around for many years, and so has robotics, right? I mean, these two industries were large extent have been around for the last 30, 40 years. Where I see a big change happening is with new software capabilities, with new AI-related capabilities that are changing the way automation is being used and the way robotics are used as well. With AI, now you have the ability to not only use any of these equipment in a consistent way, in an ongoing basis, but adapt and change as the environment changes. Robotics becomes a lot more uh, uh, aware of the environment and being able to do things differently as needed. I was recently at an event called as the Pack Expo, where we had a chance to hear a very interesting customer where they are using the robotics to squeeze lemons.
Hmm.
Now, squeezing lemons is you think it's a very simple process, but you got to make sure that as you're squeezing the lemon, you consider the quality of the lemon that you're squeezing. So you got to squeeze it with the right consistencies, that you don't squeeze it too hard, or you get the outside skin into the pulp or into the juice as well. That can only be done when you have a robot that can detect the quality of each lemon, and then based on that, apply the right amount of pressure. So these are capabilities that are going to become more prevalent and make it easier for our production processes.
What will AI and the industrial metaverse look like in manufacturing moving forward?
The industrial metaverse is a great concept that is going to become more and more important as we go forward. This is to me part of that whole reindustrialization. Siemens has partnered with NVIDIA, where we are bringing a lot of our industrial automation capabilities with NVIDIA's Omniverse to bring in this whole context of industrial metaverse. What we are doing with this industrial metaverse is bringing in very deep automation and physics knowledge to real high-end visualization capabilities, 3D visualization capabilities. What this allows you to do is simulate in a 3D environment the complete performance of how a plant, a machine, a robot, a gear, or a motor would be working. And where this really becomes very valuable is if you can simulate it in a 3D environment, you will be able to predict how that will work in the future as well. And by using the Omniverse, you will be able to run through multiple simulations, hours of simulations very quickly, and in a high compute power environment, which would have taken like days. Now you can do that in a few seconds and say, hey, this is where we think a failure is going to be happening. So that's where the industrial metaverse will help tremendously in being able to predict the future of how equipment will be working. We are already seeing the great examples of coming in where we are using the industrial metaverse to, for example, using something very simple like what we call a synthetic data. Synthetic data is the ability to generate data so that you can test how an equipment will perform. So when you're seeing how a motor or a gear would be moving, you need to provide different environmental conditions. So by using synthetic data and by using the industrial metaverse, we can simulate many different environmental conditions. The heat is changing, more dust is coming in. So what's going to be happening? So all that is possible now within the industrial metaverse. And that's where we are seeing a lot of potential value, where you can become a lot more smarter with your production processing.
Anything else to add regarding disruptive technologies within industrial machinery today?
I would say the whole AI influence is huge, and within the context of AI, we have got so many other things going on, all the way from quality measurements to scheduling to production efficiencies. The digital transformation and the digital twin are going to become more and more critical. Agentic AI, where systems can communicate from one application to another application in an automated way. So you don't need handoffs. You don't need a person trying to look at it to do one task and pass it on to another person. The system with their agentic AI concept can actually make a decision for you on your behalf. So these are capabilities that are going to become real, and I think it's going to really transform the way we do things in the future.
Well, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.